find some of the players that are using some of the new weapons. One of the newest weapons that isn't equipable, but you're able to use it as a battle pickup is the RAR. So let me talk a little bit about that. Sure. How did that work?
Okay, so the RAR is part of it. With battle pickups, we were trying to get people to use them a bit more. A lot of times we'd have auto shotguns and grenade launchers and things like that lying around the map, and sometimes they would just sit there. So the RAR was a bit more of a balance changer, in that there's only one on the map, or maybe two, depending on the case, but it's something that it's not equipable as a gadget. That would be a little much. But by doing something like a battle pickup, we're allowed to make something a little more out there, a little more crazy, and then it becomes more like a vehicle in that you have to try and find it, but there's a limited number on the map.
And the way that it controls is very similar to the EOD bot.
Very similar.
Same idea, but it's bigger. It's kind of like EOD bot on steroids. It's got
that's a good way to describe
grenade
it.
launchers and a machine gun on it, correct?
Yep. It's almost like you get it and it's like a kill streak thing or something. I don't know. It's
And then other weapons that we have, we got the Desert Eagle.
That's right. Yeah, that was one that
which players have been asking for a very, very long time. I think since Battlefield 3, we've been begging for a Desert Eagle in the game.
Yeah, that's probably the most controversial choice that we've added, but that was directly in response to player requests and that they wanted that.
And that's awesome that you guys saw that in the community. You saw, hey, we really want this weapon in the game.
Right.
Help us out here. And you're like, hey, we'll give it to you.
It was a tricky one to add because of the balance of an automatic pistol of that caliber. But,
yeah, it's a 50 caliber round.
It's a 44 in our
44.
game.
Okay, so a 44 caliber round.
50 would be a little much, but
that's a big hand cannon.
Exactly.
So, but still, a 44 caliber round is still a pretty big bullet.
It's a big bullet. Yeah. Yeah. And then
but you can't just you just can't go and grab the Desert Eagle. You have to unlock that.
You do.
And what's the handgun you have to use to unlock the Desert Eagle?
Yeah, that was something different that we're doing, in that we want you to use the Unica 6, which is the other revolver that we've added.
Okay.
And part of it, we wanted to make sure people try that revolver before they just jump straight to the Desert Eagle.
So with the Unica, is that very similar to let's say the Rex or the Magnum? I mean, what
the
does it
Rex
feel
is
more
what
like?
The Rex is what it's most similar to.
Okay.
It's an interesting revolver in that it's actually a semi-automatic rather than a double action revolver like the other ones. But it's the same caliber as the Rex, and it's just a little more interesting, exotic.
And then we also have a new addition to the sniper rifles,
the CS5.
And then what is that similar to? How does that one work?
That one is it's meant to be. We tried to theme everything close to the close quarters motif. So we wanted a small, compact, maneuverable sniper rifle. So it's a faster rate of fire. It's got a faster bolt time. Better for close quarters, and it has a lower bullet velocity because it uses subsonic ammunition. But with the suppressor, it's actually the best suppressed rifle, sniper rifle.
And it already comes suppressed.
It's optional to equip it, but it doesn't have the same penalty. I believe it doesn't have exactly the same penalty as the other sniper rifles do. It works. It's more designed to be used suppressed.
I love how you guys are just focusing more and more on the infantry combat. I mean, yeah, Battlefield's all about vehicles, but like we had in Battlefield 3, you had close quarters.
Right.
With this, it's kind of bringing that back, highlighting that key part to Battlefield.
Exactly.
Very cool. And then we also have the Bulldog.
The Bulldog, yeah.
Let's talk about the Bulldog a little bit.
Okay. The Bulldog is an M1-based bullpup rifle. Its closest equivalent in the current game is a SCAR, and that's a 7.62 battle rifle instead of a 5.56 assault rifle.
Okay.
Like a lot of our other ones are. So it packs a little more of a punch. Per shot, has a lot of recoil, but is a pretty brutal weapon as long as you can tap fire it and
so you don't want to like spray and pray. You want to be tactical with this thing.
Exactly. In fact, it's one of the more effective rifles when you switch to semi-automatic mode. Up close, you can use full auto, but I find myself all the time with a 4x scope switching to semi-auto, and it's almost like a DMR in some ways.
So we're playing Sunken Dragon. What are some of the cool things, some of the key features that we're seeing here in Sunken Dragon?
I guess the coolest of Sunken Dragon is the sinking dragon, the restaurant in the middle of the lake that you can sink. So that's the Levolution.
That's the Levolution. So you're able to control the water levels in that area?
In some game modes. In other game modes, it's actually part of the progression of the map, like in Rush. It'll drain at a certain point.
And so with Conquest, it would be a very strategic thing to kind of have control of the control.
That's right.
That raises the water levels.
Right. Yeah, you can get around by boats and things like that when the water's up, and then when the water is down, you can actually use all the things that are in the lake, that as cover. navigate a little more directly.
So you talked about boats. Are we going to see like Sea-Doos and rib boats? We're not going to see big attack boats.
There's no attack boats.
Okay,
in the lake,
okay,
no.
good. Just want to make sure. So So we talked about the levolution effect with the water raising. Is again, are we focusing more on the micro levolution as a big thing? We're not going to see the big tower of Shanghai falling over, but again, we're just going to be focusing more on the micro levolution in this map.
On this map, yeah, it's I wouldn't call it micro because it is a restaurant sinking to the bottom of the lake.
Right. Well, that part would be a
yeah,
larger dynamic levolution effect, but around the Sunken Dragon. What else would we see? Just being able to punch through walls.
Yeah,
the usual micro levolution.
Right.
Very cool. So let's step back a little bit and talk a little bit more about things that you enjoy doing with here at Dice LA as an animator. I don't get to talk to animators very often, so it seems like a very interesting thing to do.
Yeah, I think one of the most interesting things is the research. There's a lot of people who are very detail oriented with these things out there, and if we do it wrong, they're gonna watch it in slow motion on YouTube and be like, oh, it doesn't work that way. And so that's sort of a little challenge every time one of these packs come out, is to make sure it comes out the people who have actually shot these weapons be like, okay, they're doing it right.
So right now we're watching Sunken Dragon. We've got Conquest happening. We've got the Americans winning at 650 tickets, Chinese at 620. I haven't seen the levolution effect yet. I haven't seen the water go up and down yet. So I don't know if the players know how to control it. On the map, where is that control? Where would you find that? How were you able to control the dynamic levolution effect?
It is on one edge of the map. There's kind of a dam.
Okay.
There's a tower. I think it's over by B.
Okay.
There's a fountain, and then there's the second floor, and you just run up there and hit a button, and then it'll drain the lake.
And then going back to the RAR,
Maybe around A actually.
Where would you find the RAR, that battle pickup for the map?
That's going to depend on the game mode, but in Conquest it is by C.
By
C is
Charlie
actually
flag.
and Charlie is also where you can drain the lake.
Oh, very cool. So the big things are over by Charlie flag in Sunken Dragon.
Yeah, on a lot of our maps, Charlie is the important one.
So right now, it's kind of going back and forth on this map. It's a little bit bigger than the other maps that we saw. A lot of them were a little bit smaller, a little more intimate, but this one seems a little bigger. We saw little birds, we saw some LAVs. So is this kind of focusing a little bit more on the vehicle gameplay to kind of give those players that enjoy playing with vehicles kind of a good feel for Dragon's Teeth?
I think more than some of the other maps in Dragon's Teeth. Yeah, there's LAVs and helicopters can definitely do some damage here, but if you are an infantry player, there's definitely areas of the map that you're. That was a bad crash.
That was a really bad crash. You just ate.
Yeah.
You just ate right into the telephone pole. That wasn't very pretty.
But like inside the restaurant, inside the parking garage and stuff like that, there's a lot of areas where you really wouldn't want to try and hold that area with a vehicle, and it's more infantry.
Yeah, and right now it looks like we're inside the Sunken Dragon. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
That's
it's
right.
very, very pretty.
Yeah,
a lot of detail has been gone into your art team. Has just done a fantastic job. Definitely has that Chinese feel. It's like very pretty. So is this like a resort? Or are we in a restaurant? Is that
It's a restaurant.
It's a restaurant. Okay,
It's a big restaurant.
very, very pretty. I really like the look of the map.
Nice. We have. I didn't do anything with it, but our level artists are very talented.
They are very, very talented, and I mean, you've seen that just time and time again with all the different maps. Going back to like Naval Strike, I mean, very beautiful map. They've just done a fantastic job. And again, we've still got 4 minutes left in this match. 628 tickets to 520 tickets. The U.S. is having just a fantastic lead on this map. Let's take a look at the overhead view, and let's see if we can try to find some action over here. Looks like we got some action over here at Echo. Let's switch on over here and take a look. We've got who are we on? We're on Beat Bop, and he's just wrecking face with the. He's using the. If I can find him again. Oh, we got Potato Pancakes. Let's take a look at Potato Pancakes. He's using the. Now he's using the Deagle. He just switched over to his Deagle. Let's see if we can get some Deagle gameplay. I like how it's the Deagle and not just the Desert Eagle. It's kind of like more like the gaming community's reference to the Desert Eagle. I like that. I like how you guys use that in the game. But so with the Desert Eagle, is that a when using that weapon, what's the idea? Do you want to just like spray and pray, or does it have a lot of recoil to it?
It has a lot of recoil. It has a much longer reload time than a regular automatic pistol does. It's meant to be Timing-wise, it's a lot more like a revolver.
Okay.
It is a little bit faster. You can only slow it down so much, but yeah, it's more of a precision weapon than a spray and pray, unless you're up close, then of course.
Right, and then you can just go at it and go to town.
Right.
And right now we're looking at Blueberry Pancake. He's trying to take down the scout helicopter, the Z-11, and I don't think it's really working out for him all that well. But we'll see what happens with Blueberry Pancake. He's going up against Ghost Eye 007. And they're gonna have a nice little LAV battle here right now. Let's see who's gonna win here. It looks like Blueberry Pancake might, nope, okay, it looks like Ghost Eye's gonna get out of there. He doesn't really like that situation. He's gonna get out, but they are trying to keep control of Charlie Flag, and we've got 2 minutes left in the round. US still has a great ticket lead, 600 tickets to 495 tickets for the Chinese. So with this map, any tactics that you have for the players that are taking a look at Dragon's Teeth? What should they utilize in the map?
It really depends on the area of the map. There's the road running around the entire thing, which is great for LAVs.
Okay.
There is the open area in the middle, which is great if you're in a helicopter, but you're also a bit more vulnerable to the pesky stingers. Then there's the parking garage in around D, and B, the restaurant, of course, which are more infantry focused.
So you said those pesky stingers. What can a helo pilot? Right now we're looking at Blackfoot, who's riding along on the Z-11. What should they do? Are they be able to use the skyscrapers to their advantage? Exactly. Are they going to utilize that as cover from the stingers?
It's actually pretty tricky to take out a helicopter on this map because it's pretty easy to get behind.
So you don't really need a skilled pilot to kind of like maneuver like through bridges and whatnot. So it's a little bit easier.
It's always a bit of paper scissors rock.
Oh, okay.
Skilled pilot versus skilled driver versus skilled anti-air.
And then, as far as waterway goes, I mean, is that very is it easy to maneuver through that? Is there nice little like canals, or is it just one big open just waterway area?
Mostly one big open water area.
Okay.
So,
and then
if you're going to get in there, then you probably want to have some kind of helicopter countermeasure.
Gotcha. And it looks like there's a nice little area for LAVs to kind of come down into and kind of utilize that area if they wanted to. If they wanted to go and take Bravo flag, they can use their armor to get in there.
Bravo might be the hardest one to take with an LAV because you can't actually get inside the restaurant.
Okay.
As far as I know, maybe you can.
Maybe you can't. I don't know. I've seen some weird things on YouTube. People have been able to get like on top of buildings with C4 and tanks. So
it's
never know.
Kind of a hobby of mine.
Give them a week, and I'm sure we'll find it on YouTube. We'll find like someone inside having a party in Bravo.
There's one other weapon for Dragon's Teeth. The MPX, the engineer weapon.
Okay.
It's a new PDW.
Okay.
It's 40 cal, 25 round magazine, and it's kind of a beast. It's pretty high caliber for PDW.
So we've got a new weapon for the assault class, for the engineer class.
That's right.
For recon, and then anything for support?
Support gets the shield.
They get the shield. Okay. So every class got a little bit of love.
That's right.
Okay, well that's nice. And again, that was a really nice look at Dragon's Teeth. Ryan, it was a pleasure getting to talk to you and get to learn about the new weapons. And